Yes, indeed. Welcome back to the next installment. We are here reviewing The Last Ronin, part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series of comics, and it's just been released, the fourth installment, and I've not opened it, so we're going to do that right now. Here we go. Very, very exciting times. It's just arrived from Forbidden Planet, so let's do this. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Okay, don't need that. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. Here we go. Gotta be careful. Oh. Let's check out the front cover first of all. This is my first time seeing it. And again, yeah, we've got a low number in the issue, which is perfect. You're going to see the front cover first. There it is. Let's check this out. The Last Ronin, issue number 4. Okay. Straight away, feel a little bit sad. And I'll tell you why. Because this, for me, makes the point that this is where Donatello dies. So we've seen how Raphael dies, very, very sad. We've seen how Leonardo dies with Casey Jones. Michelangelo's obviously the last Ronin, but Donatello, we're still waiting to see what happens to him. He's got his stick there, and also the snow is in the purple colour, which obviously, as we know, is Donnie's colour. So it's kind of sad. And also that picture as well. Kind of lonely. So, not going to dwell too much on it. I'm going to find out exactly what happens here. So, I'm going to get into this. And I'm going to fast forward it. And I'll see you in just a second. Here we go. Alright, well that was an interesting read. One thing I didn't realise on the front cover there, that's actually Splinter's journal. So it actually shows you that Splinter died as well. So let's dive right into this. So yeah, initially there's a bit of a fight initially. And Michelangelo kind of works out that young Casey, April's daughter, is got her own powers, and apparently this comes from exposure from her parents, who spent a lifetime with the turtles. So the mutagen from the turtles, the exposure from hanging around with the turtles, was then imprinted on Casey Jones and April O'Neil, who then had a baby, and the baby then took on the powers as well. So she's now got a little bit of mutagen within her, which we've just found out, which is kind of cool. Michelangelo has also become her sensei, and he's going to teach her how to look after herself and become more of a ninja. It also delves into Michelangelo heading over to Japan, and the reason why he went over there initially is because, not because that his brothers had all died in New York, no. Splinter and Donatello had gone on almost a pilgrimage to their original home, Splinter's original home, to talk about how they're going to deal with the present situation. So then Michelangelo made his way over there to go and find Splinter and Donatello. By that point, Splinter and Donatello had been double-crossed. Not double-crossed, what's the word? Yeah, double-crossed. There was supposed to be a peace treaty where they were double crossed, and eventually, sadly, that's where they met their end. Michelangelo then found himself wandering through the Japanese wilderness up on top of a mountain after declining enough to stay with the Splinter's hometown sanctuary place. So he moved on from there. So yeah, so that's how Splinter and Donatello sadly met their ends in Japan, not in New York, through the double cross. Then we head on over back to New York, where they come up with a plan to. It wasn't really the best plan to take on Baxter Stockman. Baxter Stockman had his own island, which was Roosevelt Island in New York, and he took over it, made it into a fortress. Then April O'Neil, Michelangelo, young Casey with all her team, they then stormed this fortress, and with the help of the robot head that we saw from the last episode, from the last comic, the head, what was the head's name? I can't remember now. Honeycutt was the head. So they managed to get him into Baxter Stockman's fortress, plugged him in, and he then took control of things. Baxter Stockman grabbed a hold of him, and Honeycutt killed Baxter Stockman. Put a virus onto the actual mainframe itself, which then put down the system, which then had a knock-on effect with Hiroto's defences as well. Then there's a massive power cut, and the city starts to go down, and people start to realise that they could actually potentially take back the city, and that is where it comes to an end. So yeah, that is it. That is The Last Ronin, issue number 4, where we find out Donatello and Splinter, how they come to meet their demise. And that's it. Let's see what happens in the next one. I'll see you on the next episode. All the best.